So actually tonight is supposed to be an orientation for the presidents-elect and the operations group. Um, Actually, we've been meeting many of you. We finished 2 batches of RLI. So at least half of the presidents have been with us. And we thought it would be a good idea to have a general orientation and give you the schedule of what's coming up. All right. So the first thing is we would like you to know how the district is trying to help you. First of all, because we have had extensive training, both for your officers and the presidents elect. So your officers have had team building, um, and the training group has also had their training. This coming March 12 will be the district team training as well as the AG training, right? And this is hosted by RC Dasmariñas. I've met with them and they have many exciting things ready for you. One difference this year, the officers have received a letter that they have been nominated, all right? Your nomination will be turned into an appointment if you have finished the things that are requested of you, which I'll go over in a little bit, all right? Now, we have many resources for you. First, your district officers. They're available anytime, and if they can't answer you, they have to find out the answers also, right? They should not be passing the buck to anyone. You have met your team leaders, your area SDGs, and your AGs, and you're going to be working with them very closely for a special project. The third resource is the Learning Center. I'll go over that in a little bit. The Learning Center is a very valuable resource for everyone, and you will have assignments there, both the team and the presidents elect, right? And the one that we're very excited about, you have a workbook, which we're almost finished with. This workbook will be printed and will be sent to the presidents before the pets, right? So this is the brainchild of your governor, based on the workbook that she had from the IA. And as I said, we're almost finished with your workbook now. Okay, your teams, you've met your team leaders. Please don't forget who your teams are because again, you will have an assignment before the pets. Okay, so just so you have an idea of what the district officers training has been, on December 12th, we did team building in Lipa. We finished this. The trainers training was finished on January 19. The SAA, Governor's Aids and Protocol Group had their training on the 29th. The Publications Group will have training on March 5. All of the district all of the district team will have their training on March 12, along with the assistant governors. All right. So team and assistant governors, please don't miss this because if you miss it, your nomination will not be turned into an appointment. All right. For the operations group, you have qualifications. First of all, the training session and the modules in the Learning Center, not just the operations, but all of them. Please go to the Learning Center, all of the incoming officers, and take the module that's entitled District Committee Basics. This will take 3 hours and 15 minutes, and you must be able to submit your certificate. Assistant governors, you have a module in the Learning Center. So in addition to the number 1, you also have to take the assistant governor basics module, which is 4 hours and 45 minutes. Now, it seems like a long time, but if you just set aside a little time every day, you can take the module, you can stop when you get tired, when you go back, you can finish, all right? Now, for the presidents elect, right? Your first training was on November 21 and 22. We finished with this one. Those of you who missed it will have to do a little bit of makeup also. You've had the Rotary Leadership Institute modules, Rotary Leadership Institute 1 to 3. Batches 1 and 2 have finished already. This is around 50 of you. Batch 3, you will have your sessions on April 2, April 23, and May 7. You have to coordinate with IDES Smart to make sure that you're in either batch 3 or batch 4 training. Batch 4 will be May 21, May 28, and June 4, right? Now, you will also have some other classmates in there. We're admitting some people from RC Manila and some Rotaractors. It's a very nice group, and you will enjoy yourself, but be prepared for a very long day each time. Your pets too is March 18 in the afternoon and March 19 all day long, right? Your grants, this is still virtual, right? We cannot really, I know other districts are having it face to face, but the planning is quite difficult. And if something will happen, it's very hard to adjust this. We will try to make up to you with fellowships or other things that you miss out because of your pets being virtual. The grants management seminar, I just talked to the host club, which is RC Manila Bay. We're scheduled for April 9. This will be face to face. All right. So 3 members of the club are required to attend. The president, the TRF chair, and one other, which we're suggesting will be the club secretary. Without this seminar and the requirements, you will not be eligible for district grants or global grants. And the last training before we start your year will be the district assembly, which is abbreviated as DISTAS. I tried not to use too many acronyms, so you get used to this. This will be on June 18. It will be virtual because your trainers are coming from other countries, and it's easier for us to do this. Even your pets too, you have one trainer coming from Australia and one trainer coming from Indonesia. So you can look forward to this. Your training this year is very different, and it's because of RLI. Very early on in the preparation year, your governor asked if we could do RLI for all of the PEs. Those of you who've been through it know that the groups are small, and it was a little bit intimidating to think of how we were going to do this for all of the PEs. But we have a good system in operation, and the thing that is nice for you is your trainers are coming from other districts, not just 3810. You have trainers from 3850 and 3870 and 3790. So your trainers are PEs, they're sitting district governors, they're past district governors, and governors elect. This is the time for you to really bond with people from other districts and learn from them. Now, because this training is extensive, we are going to forego some of the usual activities in pets. You know more from RLI than you would learn from pets, and this is why we can bring you something different. Right? So you're the first PEs in the entire world to be trained as PEs under RLI. And we're very happy with what's happened to you. Batch 1 and batch 2, you're like our children. We see you improve every time from RLI 1 to RLI 2 to RLI 3. You become very, very mature. And I have to tell batch 2, when we started with batch 2, the trainers are telling me, batch 1 is better. So I told them, you don't be bad parents. they, they will also develop. And we were very happy with the way they developed. By the time we get to RLI 3, we don't have to call you to participate and answer. The problem in RLI 3 is how to make you stop talking because you become so invigorated and so excited about what's happening. So this is the main reason that your training this year is different from anything that anyone else had. Okay, as I said, part of the reason that we are foregoing some of the training, including the DISTAS, is because of the Learning Center. The Learning Center is a very rich collection of resources for every phase of your Rotary life, not only about your clubs and about your district, but there are modules there for professional development, for anything that you would like to do. In order to reach this, go to My Rotary and then go to the Learning and References. If you forgot how to go to My Rotary, you review what you were taught in PETS 1 by CP Chalk. All right. We'll just go over this a little bit now. Okay. In order to get to My Rotary, you have to register. If you have not registered yet, you just go to My Rotary and register. You need an email address and you need a password. Please don't forget your password. Write it down somewhere so that you can remember this. Once you have registered, then you will receive an email from Rotary that you're in. All right. So once you enter My Rotary, you're going to see this. All right. You look for the one called Learning and References. And there are a lot of things that you can learn. You can click everything and learn whatever you like, but we want you to go to the Learning Center. You click on Learning Center, and it will bring you to, as I said, a rich source of resources. The first thing you will see is the course catalogs, all right? As club presidents, you're going to click this one called Club Leadership. If you're a district officer, you're going to click district leadership. As I said, there are a lot of things here. I hope you're curious enough to search around. Before the grants management seminar, you will have to go to the Rotary Foundation, and I will let you know what modules have to be taken there. All right, so take time to go around. I think of Joyce is also planning to give some prizes to those who finish a lot of modules. The more modules you finish, the more you're going to learn. You will not waste your time there. All right. So let's see. We're talking about the district officers. You're going to click. All right. You're going to click here, district leadership. It will bring you here. All right. All of the district officers must finish this one, district committee basics. And it says 1 hour and 15 minutes to finish. When you finish, you're going to receive a certificate. You please download it and keep it for posterity. We're going to ask you to take a screenshot of that and show us. Assistant governors, in addition to this one, you will take the assistant governor basics. This is 4 hours and 45 minutes. Now, you have to finish this before the pets, all right, in order to qualify to do your job in the pets. There are a lot of other things here that you can click. Feel free to choose and go to whatever you want. The presidents, remember I told you that you'll go to club leadership. When you click club leadership, you will find modules for everything in your club. But as club president, you must finish this one, Club President Basics. Again, it takes 4 hours and 45 minutes. And then part of your assignment, which I will go over a little bit later, for every officer you have in your club, you have to tell them what module they're going to finish. And then you will have to ask for a screenshot of the module. As I said, we're not going to do the age-old one again, that the club secretary does this, the club treasurer does that, because the modules are very good already. All right. Now, under club president basics, as it said, you have 4 hours and 45 minutes. There are 11 modules. All right. Don't wait until the last minute. You start right away and you do a little bit every time until you finish. So this will be the first certificate that you will get. Okay. The one that's very exciting for us is you're going to be given a workbook. Now, all during your training, those of you finished RLI, you know that we did not give you anything. I ask you to download. If you have not downloaded, please go back and download your manuals because these are the resources. But for this one, we decided to be very kind to you and give you a workbook, right? This workbook is both a workbook and a portfolio and evidence of what you are going to do and what you have done during your presidential year. This will be delivered to you before PETS 2. This is being printed by Red, and they will make sure that you get it beforehand. If you want to get it earlier and you know where he is, you can probably go there and get it a little bit faster. Now, how are you going to use this workbook? Okay. Um, let me, okay. I will go through this later. Let me finish this one first. Now, the presidents have a project for pets too. All right. This is a project that is done in all pets, even face to face. But because we're face to face, they have the afternoon and the evening to work together before they present. Now, since we know it will be very hard for you to do this, and because your governor wishes that you will finish this before the pets, because we have a little surprise for you also, um, I'm just informing you right now that your teams headed by your area SDG and your AGs are supposed to meet with the presidents in their group. All right, you've got about 3 weeks to do this. You will prepare a 5-minute PR presentation. Okay. Now, this presentation can be any form of print or social media. It's up to you to be as creative as you can with what you know and what you can find out. All right. Um, on the first day of your pets in the afternoon, you're going to have a session on social media and a session with chalk. If you find something new that you think would be exciting in your presentation, you're free to adjust your presentation, but this is your own time also. I was hoping that we could give you a breakout room, but because your groups are quite large, if you're going to do anything, you SDGs, you have to use your own Zoom because we cannot provide that much Zoom for you. On day 2, you will present your projects starting 1 o'clock in the afternoon. All right. So each of you has 5 minutes. Um, the Pets is hosted by my club, and I just met with them, and we're trying to adjust the schedule. I've set aside 1 hour for this, but I think it won't be enough time because we need time for you to load up your presentation and get yourself organized. So you will present at 1 p.m. on day 2. There will be an audience. Gov Joyce is so excited about what you're going to do. She asked me to invite the PDGs. So whoever is interested in what you're doing and available, including the first speaker of the day who's coming from Australia. I've asked her if she's very welcome to stay and watch. So you have an audience there, more bigger than the audience of the pets. These people we're asking them only to come in for the presentation, and then after that they will leave. There will be a panel of judges. Okay. Your governor said it's not a contest with what you're going to do this year, but we would like to recognize what groups have done who are more outstanding. So the judges, the chairman of the judge is your speaker from Indonesia. AKS Bing will be one of the judges, and Jovel, who's going to talk about social media the first day. The first day. All right. The criteria, I will be asking AKS Bing to develop the criteria. Now, what we're after in these presentations are things that can be developed into good PR material as we go along. All right. So what we would like you to do is to put your heads together. You be as creative as you want. Um, Actually, I was a speaker in an innovation conference, and my topic was thinking outside the box. But I told them there's no box anymore. Everything that you think is outside the box. So you can be as wild as you want, as imaginative as you want, but please make sure that you use the brand properly because other people are going to watch, and we don't want to be embarrassed that you don't know how to use the brand. In case you cannot use the brand, go into my Rotary to Learning and Reference. There's a place there for the brand center. You can find it there. Okay. I just want to show you a little bit about the program. We will be starting at on day 1 in the afternoon, and your first speaker. I'm sorry, this is jumping around. Your first speaker will be PP Chalk, and his topic is Imagine Rotary in Zoom. Everything is what we're going to imagine. The second speaker, I hope I can get it up. Okay, it's not going to show, is on social media, expert in social media. After that's finished, we will let you have your free time. You can, if you want to adjust your PR presentations, it's up to you. Because we're virtual, there's no fellowship, so nobody will stay up drinking late at night. We expect you to be on time on day 2. On day 2, the first speaker is coming from Australia. This is PDG Bronwyn Stevens. I've contacted her already. And then the second speaker will be on imagining our membership with PDG Lynn Abenilia. I have to fix her name, sorry. She's from our district. And then Gov Joyce will talk to you about, I know, not yet. Okay. After that, the speaker will be PDG Paco Ataide talking about protocol so you know what to do and how to do it. PP Oliver is his moderator, both for this one and for the DTTS. So FCP Oliver told me he will think of hard questions, but I told him, I don't think you can ask any question that PDG Paco cannot answer. He's the super expert. After this, just before lunch, Gov Joyce will be giving her your goals. All right. We wanted to do it later, but in order to accommodate the schedule of PDG Andre, I have to adjust a little bit. Okay. So right after lunch, you have your presentation. Hopefully you're calm enough to eat lunch. We don't want anybody to get sick here. So you will be presenting your projects. And then, as I said, the 3 judges are here. After this is finished, of course, they're going to give you suggestions and comments. And then the next session will be about your public image campaign from PDG Andre. He comes from Borneo. So if you want to visit him, that's nice. We, when I was the governor nominee, our training was in, where were we? I want to say Boracay, not Boracay. We were in, somebody help me out. Where were we?
Kota Kinabalu? No.
Yeah, not Kota Kinabalu. Where's the resort?
Resort.
The famous resort in Indonesia. We went there.
Bali. Probably Bali.
Oh, we were in Bali. All right. You might think it was exciting, but the only time we got to
Beautiful.
see anything was the day that we left because we were in sessions the whole time. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Okay. Um, all right. The last session, you will have a workshop. I don't know how I can't pull it up. Because I took a screenshot. Okay. The workshop will be with the AGs and their clubs. All right. You'll be broken into 30 workshop, 30 breakout rooms, and you'll be working on your workbook. Now, the workbook is an assignment that will continue. We know that you cannot finish it all. At least you can get started. And then the job of the AGs is to work with the presidents the whole time until the distas. All right. So this is your activity, making sure that the club presidents can finish a good portion of this. And then as your year starts, the AGs will work with the presidents on your workbook to make sure you can finish everything. Let me, wait. I'll see if I can put this up straight. Okay. Here's just a teaser about your workbook. We're not quite finished yet. It's going to start off with the theme address of our IPE Jennifer. And there are some things that she said there that you're going to have to use to answer parts of your workbook. Okay, so it's all here. It's nice that Gov Joyce was able to have a copy of it. It's a very, very beautiful speech. All right. So as we go through, this is blank, message from your governor. She's still thinking about what to talk to you about. Message from me. And then in the table of contents, all right, the first part is district officers you should know. I will just put this one up so you have an idea of how the workbook is going. You see, there are no names, no numbers, no email addresses. You have to find out who these people are and how to contact them. All right. So, of course, by now you know who the district executive secretary is. Anybody know who that is? You want to tell me? He will
Ideas,
be
Mark.
Si
very, yes,
Mark,
I,
My idol. My
your
idol.
idol.
Mark,
Okay. So you're
Mr.
going to
the
write his name.
debonair.
Mr.
Okay.
Debonair.
The debonair. My favorite first class president at the top of the list. Right?
Yay,
Because
yay,
the
yay.
others will get mad if I don't qualify this. All right. So the chief of staff, who's your district training officer? That's me. Right. Um, these are the people we made a guess about who they need to know. All right. But you see, there's empty spaces at the empty space at the bottom, and the back of the page is also blank. So if there are other people you need to know how to contact them, then you please write it down. The reason we're not giving you the directory is you're not going to read it in the first place. We felt that if you have to look for the one you need, then you won't forget who they are. All right. This one is for the presidents. Your name, your Rotary ID number, okay, this information, and the certificates from the Learning Center. The one you're required to do is the club president basics, all right, and the date you finished. But you also need to write something here about something you learned, right? Anything that you learned. And then we have a lot of blanks. For this, you can take a screenshot and paste it to the back of the page, but we will also have clear pockets in the back. If you want to put the whole certificate there, then you put it there. Actually, when I was discussing with Red, he told me, you know, when I finished my year, I didn't know where I put all my certificates. If we had this, at least it's all in one place. Okay. So as we go along, um, okay, if you have 100% attendance in the trainings, you will also get a special award. All right, so these are the trainings, but there are other things coming up. This is not all of them. Those of you finished RLI, you can either print this one that you had, or you can write it in here. All right, your club profile. Okay, this is the one I wanted you to see. Um, it would not be hard for me to write down what learning center certificate these people need, but it's better that you will be the one to search and you will discuss with your officer, your club secretary. The certificate you need is there. All right. Now, many of the clubs have a lot of district officers there. You can put these down also. Okay. Your partners in service, Rotaract, Interact, Early Act, Community Core, civic organizations. Oliver will put down lions, but they will eat him, so don't join them, Oliver. Okay.
JC's go.
JC's, okay, JC's won't eat you. Okay. But the lions will eat you, so, okay. You can put down your friendship clubs, your sister clubs. This will also give you and us an idea of if you need sister clubs outside the country. This one is very important because of the seminar coming up. Um, Completion of these is required. All right. I will put down what certificate is required, and completion of the seminar is also required. All right. Otherwise, you will not be qualified for district grants or global grants. There's just a place here for you to put down if you have something in mind. We would like you to start. Okay. I'm sure you know Rotary's vision statement, but we want you to write it down and then tell us what does it mean. Okay, there are things that you have to answer. For the president, what the theme is. Okay, this one in the video that your governor just played for you, this was already explained. If you weren't paying attention, then you have to read her speech and find out what all of these things mean. We want you to be very conversant, because if you're going to be able to attract people to Rotary, you should be able to tell them these things. All right. So the citation It tells you where you go. You go to, what is this? Go to Rotary Club Central. The goals are there, available goals. You have to be able to choose half, more than half. That means 51% and achieve these goals. All right. It's all online. It's all electronic. There's no paper submission. And then I've left you space for you to write what your goals are. This one and the next page and the back if you need it. All right. The governor's challenge is here. I'm not going to let you see that yet. She's not telling you. Uh, and then the last part is putting this all together. We're telling you a lot of things, but we don't want you to get confused. So for each one of these areas, they relate to, okay, uh, you have to put an action item, how you're going, what you're going to do, actually, not just thinking, I will achieve this, all right? So in this one, the action item, we would like you to tell us what strategic plan this is related to, what of Rotary's plan, what in the citation is related to, what in the governor's challenge, how you will involve your club members, um, how will you recognize their contribution of your members or volunteers, how you measure this, and how the district can help you. So there are 7 here that we expect you to fill out. Not all at once. That's why the AGs, every time you meet your president, you have to work with them. There's a part about achievements. This is your scorecard. This is not my original thought. This came from first class President Relly because she would like people to have a scorecard. The scorecard is a way for you to think about what you have done and what else you need to do. All right. The first requirement, all of your members must be registered in my Rotary. Right. How will you know they did it? You have to decide. All your members should have their profile updated in Rotary Club Central, starting with you. Your club profile should also be updated, right? The Learning Center certificates for each officer. Again, it's up to you to let them know what they have to do and how you're going to collect it. Your club is qualified for district and global grants. There's already a page there telling you. You have finished your club planning. Your citation is submitted. The governor's challenge is complete. Plenty of blank lines for you to decide what else goes in your scorecard, right? It's up to you, right? And then the PR project, because this is an assignment, I would like you to describe the theme of your project and what inspired you to do this. Of course, it's a group activity, all right? This is not individual. What were the comments about your presentation and what would you do to improve this work? All right. You'll have many pages for achievements. We're going to give you some inserts also. So, and then we're going to give you plastic pockets at the end to stick in anything that you would like to put there. The picture of your governor, my picture, your picture, whatever you want to put in there. All right. So this is around 40 pages long. You're the only ones in the country who have this. Nobody else is doing this. It's quite a job, and the further on we got with this, the more excited we became. My daughter, who's a past president, I asked her questions. And she said, "How come we couldn't have anything like this?" I said, "Oh, sorry for you. You don't have a governor who's also imagining what she can do and how to make it better for you." All right. So before I give up my part, PP Jen, where are you? Can you show yourself? PP Jen is the chairman of the pets, and I think she has something to talk to you about. Jen, where are you?
Hi, Gov. Good evening,
Okay.
everyone.
Yes.
Thank you,
Can you
Gov. Yes, Gov.
can you spotlight PP Jen, please? Saul? Hello, Saul, can you spotlight PP Jen? Okay, I think you're spotlighted. Yeah. Go ahead, Jen.
Thank you, Gov. Good evening again, everyone. So I'd like to take this opportunity to invite everyone, especially the president-elects, for the forthcoming PETS 2 President-elects training seminar. It's a virtual activity as initially discussed by PDG Karen Tamayo. It will be hosted by our club, the Rotary Club of Fiestang Maynila. Rest assured that all preparations is underway, and we're doing our best to meet the expectations of everyone, and especially all the PEs, so you can have a better learning experience even if it's virtual. So I would only want to request for your assistance if you can send to me the full name and your club, and of course your contact details. It's one way to facilitate the preparation for these pets. Thank you very much. That's all for now, Gov. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jen. I'm sorry, is Lori here, PP Lori, the chairman of the DTTS? Somebody from RC Dasmariñas, you want to invite them to the DTTS?
I think of
Okay,
Karen.
yes, go ahead. Can you
And
spotlight him, please? Can we have a spotlight?
yeah, it's Gerald Sergio.
Okay, you're up, Gerald.
Yeah, thank you. So we are inviting in behalf of RC Las Marias Cavite, the host for the AGDTTS this coming March 12. We are inviting all district officers and assistant governors to please register and attend. On March 12, it will start at 7 in the morning until I think 6:30 in the afternoon. In the evening, I'm sorry. We have prepared so much for you. We have prepared, the group prepared numerous resource speakers, which we will learn a lot from them. So please do not forget to register and attend on March 12th. Thank you, Go.
Okay, thank you, Gerald. Uh, they're very imaginative. I was so surprised at some of the things that they have prepared. All right. So I will ask the SDGs to please follow your team down the line and make sure that they will attend the DGTS, and the AGs make sure that they're really ready. They have a lot of work to do before the pets. All right. And then for the pets, we will also ask the help of the SDGs and the AGs to make sure that all the presidents will attend. So I guess that's it. Thank you very much for joining tonight and for listening. GovJoy.
Treat everybody as your friend or your family or your future family in Rotary. So before we close, let me just have some more reminders and acknowledgements about our PR project. Okay, our PR project, please take note, presidents-elect, SDGs, and AGs, you will work together. That was explained by our incoming district trainer, Gov Karen. Your PR project, please focus it according to Rotary International branding of people of action. Okay, you are people of action. Please focus that project of yours, because I intend to post your projects to use it in our digital media platforms so that we'll be able to grow our district and grow Rotary as a whole. Also, gandahan niyo po, because we will highlight that during our handover. We reserve Okada Manila, July 1, for our handover. This is a face-to-face only handover. We don't have a virtual platform for the handover. This is face-to-face on July 1.
July 1.
Yes.
Very nice.
Please block your calendar. That's our official year. And it will start at 3 p.m. Yes. So 5 months pa po, pinapablock ko na yung calendars nyo. Please block July 1, 3 p.m. Okay? So your PR project, we will highlight that during our handover. So gandahan nyo po. Feel free to feel artista-like during the shoot. And schedule your shoot ahead para you'll have a good presentation during your pets. About the workbook, please bring your workbook during our area meetings so that your AGs and SDGs can check on your progress. Okay. Next is the team shirt. Sino na ang nakatanggap ng team shirt? Meron na bang nakatanggap?
Wala pa po.
Ayun daw, may pinalabhan na. So, I would like to say thank you to ICOS Ramil and PE Arlene. They're in charge of sending your shirt and your blazer material. Okay, the team shirt, please wear that during your shoot. So kung meron kayong iba't ibang outfit during your PR project, please wear in one of the scenes or segment your team shirt. Okay? Proud tayo that once again we set the trend in Philippine Rotary. I was the one who suggested for all the 10 Rotary International districts in the Philippines to wear only one shirt. So we will not be wearing different shirts just because we belong to different districts, but I propose to my classmates to wear only one design, yan, naka-flash. That is our Imagine Rotary shirt for 2022 to 2023. This shirt will be officially used by the 10 Rotary International districts in the Philippines. And we all, the 10 governors, decided and agreed that we will open the manufacturing and the ordering of the shirt to the club level. So if your club would like to also avail of the shirt is very affordable. It is only 300 pesos. And all of the 10 districts in the Philippines will be wearing the same shirt as part of our public image to grow Rotary in the Philippines. Para pag nakita tayo, kahit saan tayo, kahit ibang district tayo, alam nila na those are Rotarians, those are people of action. Pagsuot natin yan sa term natin. Okay? So, next is the blazer material. Please, as early as now, if you notice, maaga natin sinend out yung blazer material nyo. Why? Because while we're waiting for the shipment of the tie, and the scarf and the pins, I want you to have your blazers made already because we need to have your official photos. Your official photos, I've scheduled with Okada Manila so that your official photos will be taken there, a glamour and a serious one. And also, you will be wearing your blazer during pets. So day 1 and day 2 of pets, you will be wearing your blazer with your white inner and black pants.